big earrings, I think of my 7th grade math teacher. She always wore really big earrings. You must be wondering where I got these amazing earrings. Well, I made them. Oh, I hate that. So in middle school, I did a lot of polymer clay charms. A lot of people, they like traded clay charms. They made little tutorials. I was one of those kids. Well, it was like a little cult. In fact, I even kept a log of all the sales that I made, so thank you guys for supporting a small business. In middle school, I also made video tutorials for how I made polymer clay charms. The video was so annoying to watch because I just played the same annoying music on loop and it was just like playing over and over again, and also my voiceover sounded like I was on the verge of tears, and someone even commented that, so thanks. I probably still sound like that too, but maybe it's a little bit better. I figured I'd put my clay skills and materials to use by making earrings. So here's a guide for how to make earrings since I got my ears pierced finally. So for supplies, you would first need earring hooks and jump rings. So when I was looking for the best product for this on Amazon, I was looking for something reasonably priced and like decent quality. For a lot of the products that I saw, there were a lot of weird reviews. For example, this grandmother felt the need to shout her satisfaction for the product and proceeded to give the product 3 stars. I figured that was a convincing enough review for me, so. And there's this other product that named the color gold instead of gold, which I think is really great marketing. I would buy all if I could, but I don't have that many ears to use the hooks on, unfortunately. Okay, so next you would need polymer clay. So the 2 biggest brands for these are Fimo and Sculpey. I mainly used Sculpey for the earrings that I made in this video, but in the past I preferred using Fimo because it was easier to work with for more detailed products. Sorry, not products, I mean projects. For Fimo, the clay is much harder and it's like a little frustrating to work with at first. You would have to use like a lot of strength. You would have to use a lot of effort to try to knead it and get it the right consistency. But for Sculpey, it's much softer and easier to work with immediately. I think it's better for more simple projects like this, and it's much easier to manipulate. It keeps flipping around. And then next you will need the push pin loop thingy. I don't know the name for it. I'll put it somewhere if I happen to figure it out. I got this separately before from Michael's, but you could probably find this on Amazon as well. Yeah, I got this during my middle school polymer clay phase. You will also need a blade. And finally, you'll need pliers and a wire cutter. And here's some optional materials you might need. You might also need clay glaze, shape cutters or molds, or you could also use cookie cutters if it's the right size, and super glue. While I was mixing and rolling out my clay, my dad was in the kitchen also kneading and mixing dough for bread. I don't know, this is random, but just like a weird parallel. First, warm up your clay with your hands so it's easier to work with, and then roll out your clay and decide which shape you want to go with. So some of the easiest shapes to work with are the squiggly shape that looks like a little worm, the circles / geometric shapes, and I'll be showing you these in the video. So for the squiggly worm shape, I was inspired by Cat Creature, and I've always loved watching her vlogs. They're very nicely edited. So this design is very straightforward and it looks really fun and kind of quirky. So first you would have to roll out your clay into a little snake. I don't know why I keep making animal references, but you know, we'll just go with it. And then cut it into equal lengths and gently bend the clay starting from the top and making your way to the bottom. And make sure the top and the bottom of the little snake is pointing in opposite directions. So I failed to do this at first because the little snake was too short, so I had to lengthen it out a bit. For geometric shapes, first roll out the clay with a rolling pin or a marker like I am until it's about ½ centimeter thick. Then you would want to cut out the shape with either a shape cutter or you can use something to like cut or trace around. And here I used a magnet because I couldn't find any other circle shapes. For a marbling effect, you can mix different colors of clay and roll it out, and when you do this, try not to overmix it. And another way you can make it look a little cooler is by indenting your clay for a quick and easy way to create a little pattern. So depending on the size of your shape, you can cut the eye pin shorter. Oh my god. If you want to do connected shapes, you can insert an eye pin on both ends of the top shape that will be attached to the earring hook. Then bake the clay at 275 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes or for however long it says on your package. I don't know why my voice is starting to sound so croaky. And optionally, you can paint a design on the charm after it bakes and cools. So here I was going for a more ceramic plate design, but it was a little frustrating because of how old and beat up my brush was. And you can also glaze your earring charms, but I didn't glaze all of mine because I liked the matte finish. And lastly, connect all the charms with jump rings and attach the little earring hooks. And yay, there you go, you have earrings. It's very simple, but it was really fun to make, and I hope you enjoyed them. I hope this helps you spice up your outfits for the new and hopefully better year. I'll also be linking the inspiration and materials in the description box. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video if I don't lose my motivation for another few months before editing this video. Okay, bye! You like my earrings?